This is Valley News Live at 5:30.
Good evening and happy Friday, everyone. A black bear was spotted in Cass County just before 3 this afternoon. Someone saw it in the area of County Road 31 in North River, just north of the airport. The driver slowed down while the bear crossed the street and headed east toward the river. Red River Regional Dispatch wants to remind you, if you see a bear, call them at the number on your screen. COVID hangover. The pandemic may be easing, but the effects on manufacturing companies aren't going anywhere. Valley News Team's JC Dodd spoke with leaders from several industries about the hurdles they face as demand for products continues to rise, but supply diminishes.
And they have no idea how long it's going to take to get it back.
This is Janice Swinson. She took her car into a Kia dealership and was told they don't know when they will have the parts in to fix it. And there are no rental cars available.
Really is a hardship on people not being able to have vehicles to rent or even buy.
But this isn't just a Kia problem.
All of our manufacturers that we have here at Corwin have had some sort of inventory shortage.
Employees at Corwin Honda tell us they usually have 300 new vehicles sitting in their lot, and now they're down to 70.
We've got a lot of open space out here. It's something that we've never had before, which is crazy.
It's not just a car industry problem either. From bike shops to firework companies, they're all facing the same problem. An increasing demand, but supply that isn't able to catch up.
Everything bike related has been difficult to get. Some stuff has not been available at all.
Craig tells us the bike industry hasn't been able to catch up since last June. And with the 4th of July quickly approaching, Star Fireworks owner Johnny Starr says his company has faced tremendous setbacks on wholesales.
We blew all that business. We've already missed the May and June wholesale window.
With shipments moving slowly or not arriving at all, several more local businesses are struggling to meet their customers' wants and needs.
We have the demand, but the supply hasn't been there.
Manufacturing, logistics, the transportation, it's a little bit of everything.
For business owners and consumers like Jana, the only thing to do is wait.
It will just be interesting to see how long this takes.
In Fargo, JC Dodd, Valley News Live.
All 3 businesses we spoke with tell us they're holding on to hope that their inventory will get back to pre-pandemic numbers sooner rather than later. Firefighters and police officers in Devil's Lake are being credited for rescuing several people from a burning apartment building that happened early this morning at 1701 5th Avenue Northeast. Police say the fire was coming from the 3rd floor. No word yet on injuries or the cause of that fire. Some respectable highs today for those who like the heat, and if you don't, we've got something for you this weekend. Nathan?
Yeah, Stacy, exactly. Hot today, but we've got a bit of a change in our pattern moving through the weekend into early next week as well. But look at this from our Home of Economy Skycam in Grand Forks. Seeing some dark clouds there on the horizon with some virga there on the bottom side of those clouds, which is that rainfall that evaporates before it makes it all the way to the ground. But definitely seeing a bit of a breeze there in the Grand Forks area as well, with a northwest wind making its way in, bringing some cooler air into our northern neighborhoods. Also watching the radar at this hour, along with this cold front that is bringing that wind shift and some cooler temperatures up toward the north, seeing some storms firing off along that front. Seeing most of the activity in Minnesota with central Beltrami County, just near the lower Red Lake area. You can see a more organized thunderstorm at that area, seeing maybe some small hail in there along with some heavy downpours. That is exiting Beltrami County fairly quickly, but then we're seeing just some showers, some non-severe showers from portions of southwestern Beltrami County, all the way down into Otter Tail County at this hour. Then for our friends in North Dakota near Cavalier, in portions of Pembina County down into Walsh County, seeing some more showers and thunderstorms. Again, not severe at this time. We may see a severe storm mainly in northern Minnesota, but of course these showers tonight, Stacy, are a sign of the changes we're tracking for the weekend. We'll break all that down in a few minutes.
All right, thanks so much, Nathan. A Barnesville foster mom has been sentenced for killing a toddler. Kelly Jo Anderson was sentenced to spend the next 35 years in prison. She was convicted of second-degree murder in the death of 18-month-old Henry, who has been in her care since April 2019. Court documents say Henry was brought to the Sanford emergency room blue and lifeless with bruising to his head and face. Anderson apologized in court today, saying the biggest disappointment in her life is hurting someone she loved. A man died this afternoon while working on the Woodland Water Tower in Minnetonka. Firefighters tried to resuscitate him for 30 minutes before he succumbed to his injuries and died. The fire chief said the man had gone into cardiac arrest, and the preliminary investigation suggests that the death was accidental. It's been a deadly start to the open water season in Minnesota. 9 people have already died in boating accidents. That's the most at this point in the year in more than a decade. The DNR is seeing a higher than average number of people who have drowned at beaches and swimming pools, and nearly half of all boating deaths include alcohol. Minnesota state troopers say speeding stops were up more than 300% for the week of June 4th through the 10th. Troopers ticketed more than 1,500 people in those 7 days, compared with about 450 during the same period last year. They stopped 18 drivers going 100 miles per hour or faster. That's double from the year before. State Patrol is urging you to slow down. Meanwhile, troopers in North Dakota were out doing extra enforcement through April and May. They wrote more than 120 citations. The goal was to crack down on underage drinking. They cited 16 people for minor in consumption, 6 for possessing alcohol, 2 DUIs, 7 drug arrests, and 32 for speeding. This additional enforcement is part of the Vision Zero strategy to eliminate injuries and deaths on North Dakota roads. Officer Cody Holty will be recognized as the 2020 Law Enforcement Officer of the Year by the American Legion. Holty's widow, Amanda, and his siblings will be among those who will accept the award on his behalf. The ceremony will be held tomorrow morning at 10 at the Veterans Memorial Park in Grand Forks. There will be an event in Fargo tomorrow to celebrate our newest federal holiday, Juneteenth. President Biden made it official last night. The holiday to commemorate the end of slavery in the U.S. has led to various responses, leaving some government offices, schools, and businesses open while others closed today to observe the holiday. City leaders and Fargo police representatives will join local rappers and activists at Lindenwood Park tomorrow to show their support. The event is free and runs from noon until 7. Conservatives and advocates of legal marijuana have formed an unlikely alliance in Minnesota to pressure lawmakers to allow medical marijuana patients to own guns. As the law now stands, the more than 35,000 patients in Minnesota's program can't own a firearm because the government classifies marijuana as a Schedule I substance. Gun rights supporters and pro-legalization groups are lobbying for Minnesota to petition for an exemption. Local school districts are getting closer to finalizing their plans for the 2021-2022 school year, with some districts asking for feedback from parents before making those plans official. Valley News Team's Bailey Hurley joins us live now and breaks down what students and teachers in each district might be able to expect. Bailey?
Stacey, so far what's outlined looks much different from last school year, as both Fargo and Moorhead Public Schools drafts state mask wearing will be optional. However, currently Moorhead students will still have to mask up when riding the bus or any other type of shuttle. Now, West Fargo Public Schools won't have a draft plan available until later next month, but currently masks are no longer required for the district. Now, both Moorhead and Fargo's plans state social distancing will continue to be encouraged, and while both districts state they will continue to work with health departments to contact, trace, and communicate with students and staff on potential exposures. As of this month, West Fargo Public Schools says they have stopped contact tracing for COVID-19, but West Fargo does say the district will provide exposure notifications if there is a positive case in their child's classroom. Now, posted on their website, West Fargo Schools says exit surveys showed nearly 80% of people do not want the district to reinstate last year's school plan, and instead should wait to make any decisions until the outcome of the June health and safety protocols to see if those precautions should be continued or dropped entirely once the school years start up again in August. Stacey?
Thanks, Bailey. The Moorhead Public School Board will review their draft of the Return to Learn plan at their Monday, June 21st meeting. Fargo Public Schools says they will review their plan on June 30th. Border restrictions of non-essential travel between the U.S. and Canada will be extended for at least another month. Officials say the restrictions will remain in place until July 21st, but could be extended again. Right now, less than 20% of Canadians are fully vaccinated. Canada's Prime Minister says they have to hit their target of 75% vaccinated with the first dose before they start loosening things up. Low water levels are leading to costly repairs for boaters. We'll show you what's happening next on Valley News Live at 5:30.
And we just saw a shower move through Grand Forks on our home economy sky cam. You still see some raindrops falling there with the sun peeking through a little bit. Most of that rain activity is in the northern valley. At this time, of course, we'll track the radar and talk about some more rain in store for your weekend coming up here after the break.